Imagine this. You're a skilled engineer from India, finally offered your dream job in Manchester, but the salary threshold slams the door shut, forcing you to watch your family's future crumble from afar. Or picture a British mom separated from her spouse in Pakistan for years because of rigid income rules, her kids growing up without a dad, all while the system drags its feet. These aren't just stories. They're the harsh reality for thousands right now in the UK. But hold on, because whispers of change are turning into roars, and if you're watching this, you might be on the brink of a breakthrough that could rewrite your immigration nightmare. You need to hear this now before it's too late to act. Hey everyone, welcome to UK Visa Update, your go-to source for real talk on UK immigration, where we cut through the noise and give you the facts that matter to your life. I'm diving deep today into these swirling rumors about positive shifts in UK visa policies for 2026, things like easing salary thresholds, slashing processing delays, and loosening family visa grips. If you're a visa holder staring down expiration dates, a family torn apart by borders, or a business owner desperate for talent, this could be the game changer you've been praying for. But listen up, because while the buzz is building, nothing's set in stone yet. And I'm here to arm you with the truth so you don't get burned by hype. Let's start by pulling back the curtain on how we got here. The UK's immigration system didn't turn brutal overnight. It was a slow burn fueled by political promises and economic pressures. Back in the post-Brexit era, around 2016, the government ramped up controls to take back control of borders, as they put it. Net migration soared anyway, hitting record highs by 2022. Thanks to humanitarian routes like Ukraine visas and a booming demand for health workers during the pandemic. But then came the backlash, politicians facing heat from voters worried about housing, NHS strains, and job competition. Enter the Tory government's tough stance under leaders like Priti Patel and Suella Braverman, who jacked up salary thresholds for skilled workers from $20,480 to $26,200 in 2023, and then to a whopping $38,700 by 2024 for most roles. Family visas, they locked in that infamous $18,600 minimum income rule, unchanged since 2012, ignoring inflation and real-life hardships. Processing times ballooned too, some skilled worker visas taking 6 months instead of the promised 8 weeks, stranding people in limbo. It was all sold as protecting British jobs and reducing numbers, but the fallout? A system that's now choking the economy and breaking hearts. The scale of this mess is staggering, folks. We're talking about over 700,000 net migrants in 2023 alone. But with restrictions biting hard, businesses are screaming for relief. The NHS, short by 40,000 nurses and doctors, relying on overseas talent that's now deterred by high bars. Tech firms in London and startups in Edinburgh are losing out to competitors in Canada or Australia, where visas are faster and cheaper. Universities, international students pumped $42 billion into the economy last year, but tighter graduate visa rules are scaring them off, with applications down 20% in some sectors. And families, oh man, the numbers here hit home. Over 50,000 British citizens are separated from partners abroad due to income thresholds, according to advocacy groups like the Joint Council for the Welfare of Immigrants. That's not just stats. That's kids missing birthdays, couples enduring long-distance marriages that strain to breaking point, and elderly parents left without care. Economically, the CBI estimates labor shortages are costing the UK $30 billion a year in lost growth. Politically, it's a powder keg. MPs from all parties are bombarded with casework. Think tanks like the Migration Observatory are publishing damning reports, and even the Home Office admits delays are unacceptable. If these rumors pan out, we're looking at a potential U-turn that could inject billions back into the economy and reunite thousands of families. But if they fizzle, the crisis deepens, with more talent fleeing and more lives on hold. Now, let's get personal, because this isn't abstract policy. It's tearing real people apart. Take Sarah, a fictional but all too real example based on stories I've heard. She's a UK citizen, a teacher in Leeds earning just under $30,000, married to her husband from Nigeria. They've got 2 kids, but he can't join them because her salary doesn't hit the threshold, Even with savings, she's juggling solo parenting, video calls at odd hours, and the emotional toll is crushing. Depression, anxiety, kids acting out in school. Or consider Ahmed, a software developer from Pakistan, offered a role in Glasgow at $35,000. That's above local averages, but below the national threshold, so he's stuck watching his career stall while his family back home struggles without his income. These are the human faces: entrepreneurs who can't launch businesses, students who graduate and get deported despite skills the UK needs, care workers exploited by shady agencies because better protections aren't in place. The mental health impact? Charities report spikes in suicides among visa applicants in limbo, families fractured leading to higher divorce rates, and kids with developmental issues from absent parents. If you're watching this and nodding along, thinking, that's me, no, you're not alone. Hundreds of thousands are in this boat, and the urgency is real because every day delayed is a day lost to opportunity, love, and stability. Diving into the technical side because you deserve the full picture without the jargon overload. First up, those salary thresholds for skilled worker visas. Currently, you need to earn at least $38,700 or the going rate for your job, whichever's higher, unless you're in a shortage occupation. Rumors suggest a freeze at current levels or even a drop to $30,000 for regions outside London, acknowledging that costs of living vary wildly. Think $1,500 rent in the capital versus $800 up north. This could come via regional variations where the Home Office uses ONS data on local wages to set tailored thresholds. For example, a nurse in Newcastle might qualify at $28,000, while in London, it's $35,000. It's smart economics. The UK shortage occupation list already tweaks some rules, but expanding it regionally could fill gaps in manufacturing in the Midlands or hospitality in Scotland without inflating London bubbles. Then there's processing times, the black hole sucking in applications. Standard visas promise decisions in 8 weeks, but reality, up to 6 months for skilled workers, 12 for families. The buzz is about introducing SLAs, service level agreements, with refunds if breached, say 80% of cases decided in 4 weeks or your fee back. Priority services, now $500 extra for 5-day turnaround on some categories, might expand to families and graduates. Technically, this involves digitizing more processes. The Home Office is piloting AI for basic checks, but glitches have caused backlogs. If implemented, it'd mean uploading biometrics faster via apps, not just centers, and auto approvals for low-risk renewals based on algorithms scoring your history. Family visas? The $18,600 threshold, $24,000 to $800 with a kid, ignores non-cash benefits like housing allowances. Rumors point to reforms. Weighting savings more, currently $16,000 minimum, but maybe counting towards income, or exceptions for disabilities via DWP assessments proving need. Compassionate grounds could include medical reports from NHS doctors showing illness impacts, or child welfare letters from social services. This ties into human rights under Article 8 of the ECHR, where courts have overturned denials for insurmountable obstacles to relocating abroad. Graduate visas, that 2-year post-study work route, speculation is it'll stay protected, perhaps counting towards the 5-year ILR clock if you switch to skilled worker midway. Access to emergency funds, maybe job seekers allowance for 3 months if unemployed, funded by NI contributions, not full benefits to avoid recourse to public funds, bans. Settlement timelines. Under old rules, many were on 5-year paths to ILR, but new ones stretched to 10. Rumors say grandfathering, protecting pre-2024 arrivals, so your clock doesn't reset. Health and care visas, fee waivers for NHS staff, currently $1,035 per year. Anti-exploitation via sponsor license revokes for bad employers, and faster settlements after 3 years service. All this sounds technical, but it's the machinery that could fix the breakdowns if the government flips the switch. Speaking of the authorities, the Home Office's response so far, cautious to say the least. They've acknowledged pressures and parliamentary answers, with Immigration Minister Tom Pursglove admitting in 2025 debates that delays are a priority. Leaks from Whitehall suggest internal reviews, like the Migration Advisory Committee's 2025 report recommending regional thresholds to boost northern economies. But officially, radio silence on specifics with statements like, "We're committed to a fair system that works for the UK." Advocacy groups like the Refugee Tales Push for Reforms and MPs in the all-party parliamentary group on migration are tabling questions, forcing transparency. Yet oversight is spotty. The independent chief inspector of borders resigned in 2024 over suppressed reports on backlogs. If changes come, it'll likely be via secondary legislation announced in the King's Speech or budget. But politics play big. With Labour in power since 2024, Keir Starmer's balancing act between growth and control means positive tweaks are plausible, but election cycles could derail them. If you're affected, here's your step-by-step playbook to navigate this. First, assess your situation. Log into your UKVI account, check visa expiry, and list barriers like salary or income. Gather docs, pay slips, bank statements, medical letters. Step 2, monitor official channels daily. Bookmark gov.uk visa updates. Sign up for email alerts. Follow Home Office on X. Join forums like British Expats or Reddit's UK Visa for peer insights, but verify everything. Step 3, consult pros. Book a OISC-regulated advisor. Free initial chats via Law Society site. They'll review your case for 100 to 200. If rumors align, prepare applications now. For skilled workers, get sponsor certificates ready. For families, compile evidence of relationships. Step 4, if delays hit, chase up. Email ukvi.complaints, homeoffice.gov.uk with ref numbers, or use premium lines for 2.50 min updates. Step 5, build contingencies. Apply for extensions early, explore EU settlement if eligible, or bridge visas like visitor to buy time. If things go south, escalate smartly. Start with formal complaints via Home Office form. They have 20 days to respond. No luck? Judicial review. Instruct a solicitor to challenge decisions in high court, costing $5,000 not $10,000, but legal aid possible if low income. Grounds, unreasonableness, like ignoring compassion. MPs can intervene. Find yours via parliament.uk. Send case details for constituency support. For systemic issues, join campaigns. Sign petitions on change.org for threshold reforms, or contact JCWI for group actions. If exploitation in care work, report to Gangmasters Authority anonymously. Oversight worries? The system's watchdog, the ICEB, publishes reports. Email them evidence for investigations, but beware. Escalations can backfire if not evidenced, risking refusals. These concerns run deep. The Home Office's opacity fuels distrust, with FOI requests often redacted, and algorithms and visa decisions lacking transparency, leading to bias claims against non-EU applicants. Parliament's Home Affairs Committee grilled officials in 2025, highlighting 100,000-plus backlog cases, but reforms lag. If you're watching this, demand better. Tweet MPs. Join rallies by groups like Migrants' Rights Network. It's your future at stake. As we wrap this up, picture the turnaround. Salaries adjusted, families reunited, talents flooding in to rebuild Britain. It's not pie in the sky. It's what happens when pressure builds and logic prevails. You've heard the rumors, felt the pain, seen the paths forward. If you're watching this, take heart. You're part of a wave pushing for change. Stay vigilant, act wisely, and remember, on UK Visa Update, we're with you every step. Hit subscribe, like if this fired you up, and comment your story below. Together, we'll turn whispers into wins. Until next time, keep fighting for the life you deserve.